Hi, my name is Azley Rivera, and you're here on Azley's Universe. And this is my guest.
Hello, Hola, Konnichiwa, Salaam, Ciao Namaste. Peace to all. This is Soulology, the science of the soul with Azley's Universe.
We're here on collaboration on free thoughts.
So, do you want to go ahead and finish off what we were talking about? Because we talked about this before, but we wanted to talk more in detail about this as well.
So this is our part 2 for our video. You can find part 1 on his channel. But basically what our conversation started on was awareness of our habits that we've created through other people's influence, and not just other people, but reality is that everything is influencing us. Everything from magazines to Instagram, Facebook.
It's so funny you mentioned that because they were talking about creating a new part for Instagram that shows you if you're too addicted to Instagram. And that even plays a role in our mindset. We believe these social media sites are life.
Right. Sometimes you find yourself scrolling. You're like 30 minutes in and you had no idea.
And 30 minutes becomes 3 hours, and you've been sitting there wondering, how have I been sitting here for so long? And that goes along with
and it's so
the free mind.
Easy. How many of us don't have phones? And something else he was talking about earlier is wanting to have an iPhone or an Android, and reality is that war has always been going on between which one's better. But with all that being said, is how much of that is really being influenced upon us? Like, how many commercials have we seen to buy an iPhone or a Galaxy? I mean, the list is endless.
But it's all a thought process. Like, when you were buying those things or whatever you desire, because my thought process is choice. We had discussed earlier. Look, one of the things that also is something a part of locking your mind up against your own free thought is when we were talking about the iPhone and the Galaxy. I personally like the Galaxy because there are certain specs that I like on it. However, it's not the end-all be-all to me. It's one of my favorite companies, Samsung, but it's not my everything because there are so many other things I could be using that do the same job, if not better. It's really a choice. Like, for example, what we're doing. Mm-hmm. Now, for some people, when they're making videos, they may think, oh, well, I want to take my time, I want to edit everything, and that is great. I understand that. If you desire, however, and you're editing, you're wondering, why am I not getting the views? Why am I not getting the subscribers or anything? It's about your consistency. Even if for me personally, that was a problem before because of the fact that I wasn't being consistent and doing my uploads. I'm doing them again, of course, daily uploads, but even if you're thinking, well, I have to work hard on this video to edit it, even if you don't have the time, do a live video. Make that happen one way or another. You can do it on your phone. You can do it even anywhere, even if it's for a bit, but it grows who you are and it grows your consistency. And that's just for people who are trying to be like YouTubers or just people who are doing live streams. Just be consistent.
Right. And reality is that we're doing this because we found an interest. This is something that our purpose, our uniqueness brought us towards this so that we could fulfill it in our way. Because I realized that sometimes people will ask me questions and I understand that I may have some support for them, but ultimately all I want is for that person to be working towards their path so that they don't stray away because somebody told them to do something else, because the advertisement said that this was great. Because reality is everything is pushing us in every which direction, and if we're not following ourselves, our intuition, or our what's another word for it?
Inner self.
Or our higher self.
There we go.
We have that we have that power to go into meditation and sit there and really analyze what it is that you want, because there's no one better in this whole entire world that's going to know that
except for you.
Exactly.
And like she said, that is a choice you have to be willing to make on your own. We talk about meditation before, and it's not just to tell you like it's gonna enlighten you or something like that. The reason you meditate is because you have to seriously get to know yourself from the inside out. And when you are actually seriously knowing who you are, at the end of the day, no matter what influence comes around you, if it is not of your principles, not your moral standard, but your principles of what you feel inside works for you personally, you won't abide by whatever anyone else says. Or if you do, you will be willing to compromise, but most likely you won't abide by anybody else's rules unless it works with who you truly are.
Right. And that's the only reason why you would compromise. Because every single day that you get to be alive and you get to breathe, and you get to be fulfilling these daily obstacles that you may have. But reality is that you want to get to that vision. You want to get to that higher self, that place where your happiness is the only thing you find, and that for me is the most precious thing anyone could ever find for themselves.
No, absolutely. And I think the other thing to add on to this is when we're talking about free thought, be open to say what you truly feel. And of course you're gonna have people saying, well, you're saying something dangerous or something like that. Just if you feel that way, or if you let your thoughts be open to that. Mm-hmm. And even if you feel like people are telling you you're wrong, it doesn't matter. Right or wrong does not exist. It's what works and what doesn't work. Do your research on whatever you feel or what you see going on in life. And it's not about like, don't let them tell you what to do or this and that. It's just facts are facts. Observation is observation. And when you are growing that from within, no matter what other people say, there are some people, and I told her earlier, I was listening to someone saying free thought doesn't exist, but you have to understand, when you constantly have people, instead of enslaving you in chains, finding a way to enslave your mind to not run away or to get past all the things that are of the status quo, you're not thinking of, how can I fulfill me for who I truly am? You're thinking about the bills, the car, the children, the family, and that is okay, but you're not growing truly who you are as you desire, and that could lead to regret or anger and frustration. And
then you have no one else to blame it on but yourself, because it's just a cycle. We go through it, and we go through the motions, and meditation, I know I just said that, but meditation is so important. And it's not just but if it is for you and that's how you get there, then do it. Let it be that for you. But when you find yourself in that higher state and you're really analyzing what your purpose is and what you're working for, there is nothing that's going to stray you away. And that free thought, that everything that is within you is true to you at that moment. And that's how we manifest things into our life, and that's how we bring health into our lives. And that's how we start being aware of everything, starting to be conscious of what we're putting into our bodies, conscious into the things that we're listening to and even watching. Because so many times we're, like I said, watching TV, and all of a sudden we'll see a commercial and that looks so good and we want to go eat that. Or you hear something on the radio, now I want a Ford. And you see, you can go on and on. The list it's endless. We have so many things so readily available to us.
Absolutely. And that to me is the reason why you have to be willing to look into yourself and understand your free thought. And because at the end of the day, people are going to do what they do outside of you. You can't change that, but you can change inside who you truly are. But it's up to you.
And changing yourself may or may not be that this so glamorous as everyone may think, but everything takes a step. And when you take that step, it'll be that first little victory that you're so happy about, and you're like, wow, I finally did this. And when you do it, you realize, you're like, wow, that's all it took. And then it makes that next step so much easier to go for. And free thought is just that, just letting yourself be, just going out there and fulfilling what it is true in your heart, true to your mind and your soul, and connecting the three.
Absolutely. Did you want to stop from here or what you want? We're good?
Well, with all that being said, we just hope that everything that we say to you and share with you is something that can help you to move you forward. And ultimately, that's all we're here for, because our purpose is to support, inspire, and move each and every one of you in any way that we possibly could impact you through our words and free thought. With that, I'd like to say peace, love, and harmony, and thank you to my friend for being here.
Absolutely. And I just want to say, remember always, you guys are divine. You are beautiful. You are amazing. You are the gods, the goddesses, and the creators within. So to everybody out there, have a good morning, have a great afternoon, and a fantastic evening. Namaste.